Welcome. We're glad to have you. I'm Alexander Spola, and this is my co-host, Alonzo Baidu. And we welcome you to the 2022 St. Joseph Open House. Over the past few years, we've all learned how rapidly circumstances can change, and amazingly, how rapidly we all can respond. Alonzo and I are here to take you through this spectacular building, an enviable physical space which began the small school, get this, 91 years ago. In fact, this courtyard we're presenting used to be the playground between the two older schools. And today, with this glass roof above us, much like the students before us, we can still meet, breathe, hang out, and see the sky. But as the building has grown, time has moved on, and so we all too embrace change.
Yes, and I for one appreciate this spot in our beautiful school every day. I appreciate the thoughtfulness of those who built St. Joseph and have taken the time to guide it to a place of creativity and inspiration. Our school's physical transformation over these many years mirrors the evolution of our city and province, as well as the many changes that have happened in educational philosophy since the early 20th century. Recently, it came as no surprise to anyone in education that during the pandemic, St. Joseph was chosen to house Edmonton Public Schools' new online high school and our fourth and fifth year program. There is no better facility, no better staff, and no better students to confront this rapid change because our building reminds us every day that change means growth.
I'm Zoe Griswold, a student here at St. Joseph. On behalf of St. Joseph community, I would like to offer this tree service project. We acknowledge that we're on the traditional land of Treaty 6 and home of Native Nation of Alberta Region 4. We also acknowledge you and other diverse community peoples whose ancestors marked this territory for centuries. A place that has welcomed many people from around the world to make their home here. We at Edmonton Catholic Schools commit to restore and honor the truth and reconciliation calls to action. We strongly believe that truth must be knowledge to move towards reconciliation. Together we call upon all our collective communities to build a stronger understanding for all people who dwell outside of the Republic.
Thank you, Jamie. And I'm Caroline. And let me tell you, St. Joseph's is a school rich not only in tradition, but also artistic endeavors. In Bridges, we are immersed in our culture, which we share with all. Art and hands-on learning guide us to meet growth. As your hosts take you through the program this evening, we are going to check in with a variety of students, both in person and digitally, who will give you a personal account of their experiences here. Right now, let me introduce you to the many cultural, artistic, and skilled endeavors available at St. Joseph in addition to grade drinks. Two of my students, Ashley Murphy and Tracy John Cervantes, will each respond to questions commonly posed to those co-curricular areas in fine arts and CPS.
Hi, I'm coming at you live from the Knights of Columbus Theater, and we're actually preparing for our most recent production, The Ash Girl. So theater for me actually it was something I never really got to do until I came to Joe's actually. When I was just a little ninth grader, I came here with like starry eyes and an open mind, and I was so excited to see all the stuff that Joe's had to offer, especially the fine arts course, because I was into band at the time, I was into acting, and Joe's was sort of that spark that reignited the love of theater that I had deep inside, I guess. And it wasn't until I actually walked into like my first drama class here that I actually felt that joy again coming from theater. And everyone in that class, even though we were all terrified and all nervous and we didn't know what we were doing, the entire community in that class, like the staff, even just everyone around you, was so open and accepting, and you had to be willing to get goofy and fun just to get through the class, and it made it one of my favorite classes actually. And it's not even just with theater and things. I love performing. I love doing all this stuff with everyone around me, but theater isn't a thing for everyone, and that's very clear. And at Joe's, this is what I love. There's a community for everyone, no matter who you are, whether you actually like arts, like physical arts, like painting or sculpting, or even band or languages, digital arts, stuff like that. There is going to be space for you here in the fine arts program, no matter what you like doing. And if there is one thing I've actually learned from theater, it's that the only person truly holding you back from achieving your goals is you. So if you feel like fine arts is a thing for you, if you feel like sculpting is your calling, or like band or languages, whatever is your calling, go for it, because it's changed me as a person, and I know it can change you.
At the start of COVID, when barbershops closed down, my friends and I needed haircuts badly. So that's when I tried an attempt to cut their hair, and that's when I actually liked it and enjoyed learning and wanted to know about the whole barbering industry. So when school started, I joined cosmetology class, which helped me meet new people and experience new things, which also helped me be more consistent with cutting hair and also wanted me to pursue this career after high school.
Hello, my name
Thank you, St. Joseph students. Now please join me in welcoming a member of our school board, our school trustee, along with other members of our school board, provide guidance, structure, and care so that MSC Catholic students can thrive. We are so grateful that she's here today via video link to provide a message of support and inspiration.
is Elaine Nutella. I'm your trustee for St. Joseph Catholic High School in Ward 75. St. Joseph Catholic High School is a vibrant and dynamic learning community serving over 1,100 high school students in the downtown Edmonton area. St. Joseph is a feeder school for many junior high school students from all areas of Edmonton because of the unique programs it offers. It offers guided, customized, and traditional learning programs, as well as high school upgrading 4th and 5th year programming. St. Joseph offers CTS, Career and Technology Studies, a wide range of complementary courses, braided journeys, Revelation Online, dual credit courses, a Win 5R inclusive program, and provides many excellent athletic programs. St. Joseph High School has a warm and caring atmosphere with a professional staff working hard to meet the needs of every student. It continues to celebrate an excellent faith-based inclusive education with many celebrations and social justice projects. It is through our homeschool parish connection that our students can explore the beauty of Catholic education. Please check out St. Joseph's website and consider enrolling your child at this dynamic school. I am confident you'll be happy with your choice. I look forward to working with you as your trustee for Edmonton Catholic Schools in the future. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you. So, as you can see, our open house is an excellent opportunity to see all that St. Joseph has to offer. I've had the pleasure of being a guided customized learning student over the last 3 years, but tonight, my main job as host for the evening is to show you through various technological modalities all of the opportunities you'll have to learn and grow here at St. Joseph. I can say without hesitation that this program provides us with a truly unique educational opportunity with, of course, a successful track record here in Alberta. 20 plus years ago when this program began, those students and teachers accepted the challenge of the changing times and built a program from the ground up. And after many years of refinement, this is a program tailor-made for today's students. Now, I personally aspire to be an engineer when I grow up and finally leave here. Though I'm proud of my academic achievements, which have opened the door to the University of Alberta for me, I'm more proud of the fact that I was able to work for and earn those grades as a self-directed learner. The organization and study skills that I've built over these past 3 years have taught me not only to be confident, but have given me confidence, knowing that I can make the daunting leap to post-secondary when the time finally comes. Don't get me wrong though, having to leave this place will be tragic. It's become my second home. But at least I'll be prepared to take the next steps in my life as I continue to grow and develop at the university.
Like you, I feel so ready to move on to university next year, but I feel leaving St. Joe's will be bittersweet, and we are not alone. I can say with certainty that students here love this school, and there are several reasons why. Because of the teacher advisor role, the many opportunities for one-on-one instruction with teachers, the day-to-day connection to other students, teachers, support staff, and administration, this wonderful school becomes more than an institution for learning. It becomes our community. In fact, the unofficial motto of the school is once a saint, always a saint. And this is proven true regularly as former alumni come back to visit, volunteer, and work at our school. As we mentioned in our opening, St. Joseph is one of our city's oldest schools, with a legacy and tradition going back to 1930. Throughout these years, we have had graduates from St. Joseph who have gone on to be justices of the Supreme Court of Alberta, political and civic leaders, nurses, world-class athletes, welders, business owners, war heroes, doctors, teachers, pilots, and carpenters like our patron saint, St. Joseph. Which means that for 91 years, this school has been the center of a community that supports young people. And though times have changed, the spirit and the tradition have not. The official motto of the school is, of course, for a school with this kind of lengthy tradition, Latin, "Pano sine fugere," no glory without effort. That is as true today as it was 91 years ago. As everyone knows, new technology does not take the place of hard work. Here at St. Joe's, because of the visionary foresight of our district, when our school became only one of 6 guided customized learning schools in the country, we continued our tradition of providing students with exciting opportunities for both academic and hands-on learning, as they implemented an innovative instructional delivery model in both curricular and co-curricular areas. Great thinking. Because 20 years later, our school is a provincial leader in helping all students grow, learn, and reach their potential. At St. Joseph, we have a variety of programs, classes, and learning spaces to support the growth and changes of our students throughout their high school experience.
Truly, no one can go to school like St. Joseph Catholic School because it is, without a doubt, built on tradition, yet shaped by the innovative and inclusive spirit characteristic of our province of Alberta. Throughout St. Joe's 91-year history, set here in the center of Edmonton, as the landscape changed, this school has responded dynamically to those changes, allowing both teachers and students to explore their potential. So you see, you get the best of both worlds when you come to this school. History and innovation, hands-on learning and academic excellence, engaged students and committed staff. And of course, because of our many years, we have a very strong tradition of athletic excellence. In fact, to our great pride, we have won numerous awards and titles. But don't let me tell you about this. Our students, Gage Hall and Micah Cooliton, would love to talk to you more about the legacy of the St. Joseph Saints.
Being a member of St. Joseph Athletics has helped me improve as a person, both in school and with my success in athletics. The support of my team, the support of coaches has helped me improve my marks as a student greatly, and I found success that I would not have found without St. Joe's, especially in their athletics programs. As for being an athlete, the athletics program here at Joe's is amazing. The camaraderie that comes with our teams and the inclusiveness and the overall success we have, whether you're a new athlete or you've been playing that sport for years. You can try any sport you want and feel included and feel just as much of the team as anybody else.
Being a part of the St. Joseph Athletics has helped me in a variety of ways. It has helped me improve my skills and confidence and expand my knowledge on sports. It has also helped me form great relationships with my coaches and teammates who have now become my close friends, and it has taught me a lot about time management and how to handle school and being an athlete at the same time.
Yeah, let's go, Saint! Come on, everybody! Now let's turn back to academics. Tonight, Alex and I will share our thoughts on the pillars of the school. And trust me, these ideas do really represent the structure, the metaphorical pillars that support how each day unfolds for teachers and students in our school. But before we can talk about our experience, allow me to introduce our principal, Mr. Feehan, who will provide you with details about those pillars from the point of view of educational leadership.
Hello, and thank you for joining us this evening. The foundation of customized learning upon which the school is built serves as a base for all St. Joseph programming. Students develop skills to build effective working relationships and habits, which we refer to as executive functioning. The goal of St. Joseph Catholic High School and St. Joseph Catholic Online High School is not just to have students complete high school and successfully enroll in the post-secondary of their choosing, be it university, college, or skilled trades program, but to give our students the tools they need to be successful once they get there. To support the learning in our programs, instruction is targeted to address the unique learning needs of every student. Every student is assigned a teacher or advisor that guides them through every aspect of the school day. Now, I've never been one to be accused to be short on words, and we will soon move on to how these pillars have impacted the student experience at St. Joseph. But before that, I would like to tell you a little bit about the pillars of teacher advising, personalized scheduling, customized learning experiences, and authentic assessment. To start off, Kenneth Leafwood et al. In his studies in 2004, 2009, and 2019, stated that teachers have the greatest overall impact on student learning, not the administration, not the environment, not the curriculum, but the teachers. Which is why we start with the pillar of the teacher advisor. Teacher advisors are connected to our students from day one, and they follow them for 3 years of high school. Together, they help you plan your daily work, report in real time to the family for student progress, are the student's advocate in the school, and will coach the student on how to be accountable. Personalized scheduling is where the foundation of our GCL is really seen to impact the structure of the school in all of our learning stances, from GCL, TCL, and online. Under personalized scheduling pillar, students have scheduled seminars daily for every class. Learning floor time and laboratory activities are also scheduled daily. And students work one-to-one with teachers of their choice at various help desks on the learning floor. For the pillar of customized learning experiences, extra support is offered in workshops to reinforce concepts. Workshops are scheduled to help students better prepare should they wish to attempt an accelerated exam or take an assessment for a second time. And through the support pillar of authentic assessment, our course advisors, CAs, also fancy word for teacher, will authorize an exam when the students show that they are ready to take it. Assessments are written in the testing center for GCL, the classroom for TCL, and online for our online high school. Exams written in the testing center are able to be written whenever a student has floor time, and students can take as much time as they need. Students can challenge some assessments, and there are multiple versions of every exam, so that students can challenge exams more than one time, so that they can gain the highest possible grade point average. When touring the junior high schools, and I've been to every junior high school and every Catholic schools, I was asked by a student what I thought was the best part of St. Joseph was, and the response came really easy to me. My favorite part of this school is that through our customized programming, there is truly an experience for everyone. There's courses and clubs and teams and different teaching structures, and they support every individual learner that walks in those doors. What you see here on the screen is an example of the GCL and online schedule, as well as the TCL schedule. And what you'll notice is that because of our pillars, all models have their learning supported by floor time, with seminars and increased floor time for GCL and online learning opportunities, as well as the traditional classes. They have an additional block of floor time for those TCL students. But you've heard enough from me from that, and I will leave you in the very capable hands of, alongside Alex, to share their personal comments on the pillars I just shared. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Feehan. Mr. Feehan touched briefly on the fundamentals of learning here at St. Joseph. Teacher advisor, customized learning, personalized scheduling, and authentic assessment. These are the foundation of all instructional delivery in our classrooms as well, and will be explained by the students and teachers in our Q&A session after this presentation. But before that, Alex and I will provide some personal comments about each of these pillars based on our years of being a saint. To begin with, and most importantly, at the heart of our school is the teacher advisor role. At St. Joseph, every student is assigned a teacher advisor, or TA, who monitors their progress. Therefore, the TA acts as a liaison between home and course advisors. Our teacher advisor guides us by monitoring weekly progress and helps support our learning needs. Every student at our school, regardless of program, has a teacher advisor. This is a key component of what makes our learning experiences different at this school. Both Alex and I have had the same teacher advisor since grade 10, and this teacher knows us as a student and as a person. No other kind of senior high school in our city provides the same kind of time dedicated to developing the student-teacher relationship.
That's right, Alonzo. Since grade 10, I've seen my teacher advisor, Mrs. Kirk, every day, well, almost every day, for attendance, school news, graduation requirements, course selection advice, and scholarship information. I'm going to miss her in university. But at least I'll be prepared to seek out that information for myself, because I've been guided and taught by her on how to become an independent learner. I won't feel afraid to approach my professors after class, go to a job interview, or even work in a team. Matter of fact, this kind of skill development actually helped me during my first job at Winners recently. My school experience here has taught me not only the curriculum, but these important life skills. And it all started with my day-to-day experience with my teacher advisor. Speaking of which, here's Mr. Stafford, a math teacher and department head who's advised me and student union president, Avery Johannesson, to tell us more about the great benefits afforded by this pillar.
Thank you, Alex. The teacher advisory role has allowed me to get to know my students on a personal level. That way I'm better informed to guide them and offer assistance. I myself am an alumni of St. Joseph High School who had a teacher advisor myself when I was a student here. I know from experience the important role that a teacher advisor fills I know the important role that teacher advisor fills at the school and in guiding students through excitement and challenges of their high school years. I'm grateful that after all these years, I got the opportunity to return to the school as a teacher and continue to guide students the way I myself was once guided.
As an advisee, I meet with Mr. Sappler, who gives me the gentle point of contact every day, so if I have a problem, a question, or a concern about anything, I can get an answer immediately. From forming such an easy relationship with the teacher, this reminds me that I'm becoming an independent adult. Not only will I be taking this into my future, I believe that it will also help me for the next journey I'm about to embark on.
Thank you. The next pillar is customized learning. As the name suggests, St. Joseph expects students all students to develop an awareness of themselves as learners to enable them to customize their daily activities based on their needs. Now, we aren't expected to come here knowing how to do this, but both teacher advisors and course advisors focus on helping us understand how we, as individuals, can best learn the outcomes required in each course. All students, GCL, TCL, online, 4th and 5th year, ELL students can access additional focused instruction and exam preparation through workshops run during GCL time. All of these students may access teachers at the help desk for one-on-one instruction. Think of it this way. When students at other schools have to book an appointment with their core teacher before the school day, at lunch, or after school for more one-on-one time, students at our school can instantly connect with the teacher during learning core or next to teams to make that connection instantly. This is all part of helping us develop the ability to become advocates for our learning. Let's hear from Luis Garcia, a very successful grade 12 student, about his experience with transitioning to DCL learning.
The transition between grade 9 and grade 10 was more drastic for me than it was for my peers who went to conventional high schools. The GCL program at St. Joseph was more akin to a university than a high school. However, with more freedom came more responsibility. In the GCL program, time management is a must. Those who can adapt to this change and the flexible due dates GCL has to offer will really benefit from this program. With GCL, you can choose the general due date to write a test, rewrite tests, and balance whichever lifestyle you choose to live. Where in most high schools, you'll get 4 to 5 classes for each subject per week, the GCL program gives you 2 to 3 classes per week per subject. Say goodbye to singing board in class because it's moving too slowly. The reduction in class time provides you with the time to finish monotonous classwork on your own pace. And if you run into a tough problem you can't solve on your own, a help desk is always open with the solution you're looking for. Although this newfound time can feel overwhelming at first, adapting to this new environment will make you feel like you're in a university, just on training wheels. Personally, I live in the science lab. This way, I can build projects and do homework simultaneously. St. Joseph's is the school to build these productivity skills in preparation for university. Ultimately, the GCL program provides the independence you can't find anywhere else.
Wow, thank you, Luke, for sharing your St. Joe's educational journey. Our third pillar is what everyone understands as ordinary schooling, classroom instruction. Here, because of the different methods of delivery, we call this personalized scheduling. This is about actual classroom instruction, which happens in what we call mandatory seminars. A GCL student like me will have fewer seminars per week with more floor time. Under the guidance of the teacher advisor, we schedule our seminar time in our agenda first, and then organize our time on the learning course after. Hey, Allegra, could you please tell us about how TCL fits onto the St. Joseph timetable?
Good evening. I'm Allegra Furter, a TCL or traditional customized learning student. Like most students in a traditional structure in Alberta, I go to classes 5 days per week within the St. Joseph campus. My teachers, or course advisors, provide me with instruction and assessment. But what I also make clear that students also don't is time. I have time worked into my schedule so I can go onto the learning course and get extra one-on-one help. Sometimes when my actual course advisor has floor time, and I also have time with my teacher advisor who gives me the compassionate guidance every week. It really is the best position and the best innovation offered to all students with GCL study our school.
Thanks a lot, Allegra. And now, I want you to all consider that not only do our in-person students study using GCL, but our online students as well. Right now, a number of students in ECSD study online from core subjects such as math, science, English, social, to fine arts such as art, film studies, drama, CCS, and psychology. Students in ECSD develop and grow every day in an online community. They have a teacher advisor who they meet every morning online. After this, they begin their studies using the same block schedule as their in-person students as they go from class to class virtually with their online peers. I know, this is our new world. And this is just another development in the history of St. Joe's after nearly 100 years. We are changing and growing to meet the challenges of the world we live in today. So, let me introduce you to Grace, an online student, and Mr. Forehand, an online teacher, who are happy to tell you about this brave new world.
The online learning instruction offered at St. Joseph's High School allows me to learn from a convenient learning environment. The flexibility of being able to learn from home, a coffee shop, or a library has been fantastic for me. The teachers are accessible, and the line of communication through Microsoft Teams provides the support for me when I need it. I've also seen a lot of growth in my personal responsibility through online learning. Understanding that I have full control and accountability over my success has allowed me to prioritize my time better and structure my learning in a way that works for me.
As an online teacher at St. Joseph's High School, one of the ways that I support my online students is by providing an authentic virtual classroom. This is a classroom that provides the same services and supports that students can receive in any learning environment, just in an online setting. Utilizing technology such as Microsoft Teams has been really effective. They have a really flexible communication platform that allows me to communicate with my students in the most effective way. For example, if my students are doing an in-class writing assignment or any in-class work, using the chat function has been really helpful on checking in with each student and them checking in with me if they have questions, just like we would if I was walking around the classroom checking in for work. Audio calls are great as well if students have a quick question about homework. And then we also use video conferencing as well to have that one-to-one conference about an essay or a draft, just like a student would if they approached a help desk or a desk in a classroom to ask for help, and that one-to-one time with the teacher. These various ways of providing communication to students it shows that the teacher is approachable and available to them, and that the students have an opportunity to communicate with their teacher in a way that supports their learning as well.
Thank you.
Great to hear from you, Grace, and to Mr. Gorham. Finally, students at St. Joseph experience authentic assessment. Once a GCL student has shown competency in course outcomes and feels confident in the course material, the course advisor will provide students with the opportunity to achieve the highest possible credential. As you can imagine, this means flexibility in some duties, whereas in the GCL class, duties for coursework and exams will be more prescriptive. However, TCL, GCL, and 4th and 5th year students have the ability to take a second chance at an exam, called a rewrite, to improve their marks. And since many of us need guidance to learn how to be self-directed, we are grateful that our school provides students, parents, and teacher advisors with student-teacher conferences and fixed due dates for on-page assessment and finally, giving us the best of both worlds. Flexibility in choosing our attendance and the reality of fixed due date at 4 key points in the year. Now, please welcome a 4th year St. Joseph student, Adrienne.
Good evening. My name is Adriana Rodriguez Allen, a former ELF student and a 4-year GS student. I arrived in Canada from Mexico 5 years ago. My experience in ECSD was exceptional. The teachers were not only welcoming but also academic expectations. But I had studied English before and the resume. The ELF program guided me to an Alberta high school diploma within 3 years. I was then able to easily transfer to St. Joseph 4-year program to upgrade my marks. After a successful first semester, I am now on my way to the semester of becoming an elementary school teacher. As a St. Joseph student, I have the benefit of a guided customized learning community and a school that understands and values the ELL experience. Being a GCL student has caused me to organize and orient myself in high-stakes environments, while making contact with teachers every day has given me the confidence to ask questions about content and assignments. Also, I achieved to my potential. I know that when I finish my upgrading in St. Joseph, I will be prepared for class.
Thank you, Adriana. Now, Alonzo and I are being joined on the stage here with Student Union President Avery Johansson, Vice President Adriana King, and Second Vice President Ella Pye. These executives at our school make sure that your student voice is heard. Now, can you tell us about the story about how you three young leaders met? It's a great story, folks. Grab some popcorn.
Hello again. This story all begins when Adriana, Ella, and I all met in grade 1, where we went to St. Charles Elementary School, and then went on to Cardinal Lejay Junior High School together. Finally, of course, we are so happy that we decided to continue our educational journey together here at St. Joseph. We have continued our friendship for all of our schooling and made new friendships over the years in our advisory groups, clubs, and even sport teams. Whether you are coming to St. Joseph with your junior high friends or coming alone, please do not think you'll be here alone. There are many opportunities to make connections, get involved, and to enjoy your high school experience. As I can speak for Adriana, Ella, and I, we've immensely enjoyed our 3 years here, and I'm sad to see it end, but it is time to move on and see what the future holds.
That's right, Avery. And I came here St. Joseph from Corpus Christi, and Alonzo here from Holy Family. Each of us, well, pretty much on our own. But once we arrived here, we made friendships that I sincerely hope will continue beyond high school. St. Joseph is such a warm and welcoming place, and listen, I normally tell you not to be shy, but if shy is who you are, then be it. Be shy. Even be loud, quiet, awkward, weird, whatever. Just be yourself. In a school this size, I can almost guarantee you that you'll find someone to be all of those things with. Because that's St. Joseph. That's who we are. There are a variety of spaces where you can meet others. In addition to Student Union Executive, we have robotics, Dungeons and Dragons, SALT, Improv, Saints Pride, Taste of St. Joe's, Molly UN, Skills Canada, and the list goes on. There are so many places where you can make connections. So, think of it this way. You're about to come to your second new home. A place that will provide you with comfort, joy, and security as you delve into this new and odd world of high school. As soon as we close the program, you are free to cruise the website, watch videos posted, and navigate the halls and dynamic learning experiences of St. Joseph with our virtual tour. Before you do that, though, our administrative team and our expert panel of staff representing the departments of English, Social, Math, Science, CTS, ELL, Fine Arts, Religion, Physical Education, and Athletics will stay here in this live presentation to answer any and all of your questions. So, to help you access this virtual tour, here's some guidelines from the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Fiat.
Thank you again for joining us this evening. Before we move on to the question and answer portion of our open house, I would just like to take a quick moment to show you the amazing instructive power of space that we have going on here at St. Joseph Catholic High School. Now, one of the big advantages that we do have at our school is that we have these very unique learning spaces for our students in order to really help them engage in those subject areas that they're very much passionate about. So because we couldn't have you into the building as it's a virtual open house, what we have had done is a 3D virtual tour of the building created. And in order to access this virtual tour and all the information involved, please head to the About tab, the very top. Once you select About, you can scroll down and click on Virtual Tour, and then click on the image of the virtual tour. If you click on that image, it's going to pull up a separate web page for St. Joseph High School by Visualize It. As students enter in the building, they're going to make their way first thing in the morning down into our central courtyard, and you're able to see that as you keep on navigating through the school. So this is where students would gather first thing in the morning in order to have their coffee, tea, hot chocolate, and prepare for the beginning of the school day. Now, you can move through any of these different spaces in the building, but you're going to see these little highlighted nodes, blue and red, orange, and green, and that's going to give you a little bit more information. They're all linked to YouTube videos that will talk a little bit more about your space. In addition to these spaces, if you take a look at the navigation menu on your right-hand side, they're broken up into CTS and Fine Arts, Athletics, Student Services, as well as the compilation of all the videos that you're able to see. If you click on, for instance, the Fine Arts page, then it'll bring in a bunch of different labs and areas inside of that faculty. Now, the two areas that you won't see there quite yet, one is the music room. As of shooting of this video, the music room was being used for online learning last year. So it is fully up and running now, and we're going to be updating this video clip. And the bakery also shows our old bakery, as we had an amazing renovation just completed about 2 weeks ago for our baking students. So again, click around. If you have any questions, we're going to be live answering those questions at the open house link for about the next half hour. We hope you enjoy the evening.
We would like to thank you all so much for coming out to the 2022 St. Joseph Open House. Enjoy the rest of your evening as you discover the best place to learn and grow in the student area of Edmonton. Mr. Feehan will take over from us in a moment to host a live Q&A session, as well as provide you with that valuable information about how you can register to become a saint next year.
Hi, I am Ella Hyde, Student Union Vice President. I am so happy to say, welcome to St. Joe's. We look forward to you becoming a part of our family. Until then, remember,
once a saint, always a saint. Thank you very much again for joining us for this first formal portion of our open house evening. I know that normally we'd be able to clap for them if we were all in a big gymnasium showcasing, but I really believe they did a fantastic job. Who's been one more round of applause? And now for the informal portion of the evening, this goes to our live question and answer session. So please feel free to go to the website, click around under that About column and find that virtual tour, and take a look at what is going on in the learning spaces inside of our school. We're going to be on live for about the next half an hour. So if you put your questions inside of the chat, we're going to have some of our moderators ask the questions, and we do have an expert panel over here, representatives from each of our departments that are going to come up and answer your questions. And so that's what we're going to be doing for about the next half an hour. So again, click around the website, take a look at the virtual tour, and if you have any questions, we will be here to answer them live. Again, thank you very much for joining us. Do you have any questions?
We have a live question. Are 3-credit courses split into quarters, and are 5-credit courses split into half of the year, like Archbishop MacDonald High School?
Okay, so the question is, are 3-credit courses split into quarters and 5 credits split into semesters? The answer to that question is that 3-credit and 5-credit classes are offered for the entire duration of 1 semester. What a 5-credit course means is there's going to be more curricular content in order to cover inside that course, which means that they will be spending more time in that class in order to cover it. For instance, if we want to talk about phys ed, for a TCL, physical education class, there's more physical education blocks associated to a 5-credit phys ed than there is to a 3-credit phys ed, because again, the time spent for those 3 credits is approximately half that spent for a 5-credit class. But all of them will start in September and end in January, and then start up again in February and end in June.
Next live question. Are you able to take a 20 level core course in semester 2 if you have a 10 level prerequisite to help free up some space if you take 3 sciences?
Absolutely. So again, the question is, are you able to take a 20 level course in semester 2 if you've taken the prerequisite grade 10 course in semester 1? And the answer is absolutely yes. There are a number of students that will do that, particularly in areas of science and mathematics, as if you're in the Math 10C into the Math 20-1 route. You might be going to 30-1 or 31, so there's a lot more courses you can take in mathematics. And then sciences, in general, is going to be able to break open into your science, as well as your biology, your chemistry, and your physics courses. So yes, you can take your science 10 semester 1, and then be planning to take your biology 20, for instance, in semester 2. And all you gotta do is knock science 10 out of the park in semester 1.
Another live question. Will we be informed if we are admitted to the school or not after registering?
The answer, the question is we will be informed if we're admitted to the school after registration, and the answer is yes. We will be confirming registrations after you have submitted the forms. It's very important with any of the high schools and any school in general that there is open flow of communication. So if you do feel that you have sent an application form and you're still waiting on a response, please don't hesitate, and you can reach out here either through the phone on the general office or through our classes. Through our email address, and we'll make sure that we respond in due course. We do require a little bit of time, however, to process the registrations, so we're looking to be able to do that within about two weeks. Thank you. And if you have any department-specific questions, please throw those in the chat, because again, we do have some experts in a variety of fields. From mathematics, social, CTS, athletics, English language learning for ELL students, and a whole wealth of knowledge from religion to fine arts and drama as well.
So we have a question for Ms. Philipplik, if she can come up.
Ms. Philipplik.
So Ms. Philipplik, coming from French immersion, would my child be required to register for French 30? Or just challenge the French 30 diploma?
That's a great question. For our students that are fluent in certain languages, we offer what's called a second language course challenge, and it's done in cooperation through Alternative Ed. So it's an opportunity for those students who are fluent in the language that don't necessarily need to take the course again, they're just going to challenge it. So what that would involve is a very simple application process, and it's this time of year. Actually, our projects are due tomorrow. So students would apply for it. They would do a project in that target language, and then they would do an oral and a written exam. And if they're successful, which chances are, if they're very fluent in the language, they should be, then they will get a mark at the 30 level in that target language that they can actually use for post-secondary entrance and to fulfill a requirement for high school diploma, as well as the retro credits for the 20 level and the 10 level. So up to 15 credits, a mark in the 30 level, and that would be outside of their schedule. So that's not something that's going to be taking time away from their schedule, that they can't take other things. That's simply a language course challenge, and a lot of our students take advantage of it. It's a really great opportunity.
All right. And our next question.
We have a question for our math department head, Mr. Sacker.
Question for our math department head, Mr. Sacker. Come on up, Mr. Sacker.
How do you go about accommodating students who took an accelerated math or science program in junior high?
I find that students who struggle in high school math, they usually struggle because of underdeveloped prerequisite skills. Now, on the other hand, if a student has taken that and bridged at the junior high level, they have quite strong prerequisite skills. Those students registered in their GCL, Guide Customized Learning class, will usually go through the content very quickly. I may schedule seminars that cover a certain schedule, but those students are free to work ahead. Now, if they're ahead of schedule, that means they now have lots of time to challenge exams a second time or a third time to get the highest possible mark. They might even finish the course early, which means they now have time to focus on their other courses. They may even be able to officially or unofficially start a follow-up course in the same semester. Just to think of one example, I had a grade 10 student not too long ago who finished their Math 10 Common course by October. They started in September. So they had until January to redo as many tests as they would have liked to bring up their mark. Now, the student didn't need to. His mark was well into the 90s, so instead, he unofficially started Math 20 in October. Now, if that student instead struggled in another course like English or social, they can now divert that mathematics time from October to January to their other courses. So there's a variety of things that students who actually do have those strong correction skills can do with that extra time once they're ahead in the GCL program.
We have a question for Mr. Barber. Are you running quarterly classes again next year for returning 4th and 5th year students?
Yes, we will be running quarterly classes for our 4th and 5th year students. This year, we've run them in quarter 1 and quarter 2, and we're still looking at, depending on registrations for next year, quarter 3 and 4. Those courses are diploma courses only. So we're just running the 30 level, the ones of the students who write their diploma. We're also looking at potentially running a Math 10C and a Science 10 during quarters, because those are the base kind of those are basic courses that you can take into some of the 30 level science. Like, for example, if you take a Science 10, you're a mature student, you are able to go in and take a Biology 30 or a Science 30. And similar in math, if you have a Math 10C, you can actually go in and take a Math 30-2. Once again, these are all dependent on if you are a mature student, meaning you have a previously graduated high school and are upgraded, or also if you are 19 years old as of September 1st of that school.
Thank you. We have a question for Ms. Sousa.
Is it possible to switch from GCL to TCL or vice versa mid-year?
So you can't switch mid-semester. Once you're in a course, and you'll stay in it for the semester. However, you can switch at semester breaks at the end of January. You can also take a combination of GCL and TCL classes. So you might want to take a GCL in social, for example, if you have some stronger skills or want to work at some of your own independent learning skills that way. And then maybe you'll take a TCL class for a math class.
We have a question for Mr. Cleve.
Do students need to have an updated assessment from their junior high to get into the K&E program for knowledge and employability?
No, the students don't need any sort of assessment in order to gain access to our K&E program. However, they usually come with a recommendation from their junior high. And there's also some programming papers that parents need to sign and agree to. Most students who come into our K&E program do have some lower cognitive abilities, but sometimes we place students in K&E programs if they just don't have background in some of the courses due to absentees or illness and those kind of issues.
Thank you.
We now have a question for Mr. Swap,
our grad coach,
our graduation coach. Mr. Swap, do you offer job credits?
So job credits are something that can be looked at in conjunction with alternative ed. Typically, this is going to be done on an as-needed basis. This is largely due to the different options that students have through CCS, fine arts, second languages, those sorts of things that can also be used to their credentialing ability. So it's something that we can look at. Typically at this point, we're looking at probably in a grade 12 year or a year that they're looking to credential. So again, with a plethora of options that are available to students, it's something that we can look into, but in conjunction with the teacher advisor, student services staff, so that's something that I would encourage students to come and chat with us about. If it's the best fit for the student, it's definitely something we can investigate. But again, with the ample opportunities here, it's something that can be explored, but it's always easy.
Thank you. We have a question for Mr. Ulrich, our CTS department head. Mr. Ulrich, what options are provided at this school?
Yeah, at St. Joe's, we have a proud tradition of offering a lot of career and technology study options at the school, such as cosmetology, baking, culinary arts, cabinet making, auto mechanics, auto body repair, welding, robotics, and communication technology. But also, in addition to that, we have other options such as fine arts, languages, and music as well.
And what languages are offered at this school?
Yeah, we offer French and Spanish.
Thank you. We have a question for Mr. Cleve. What time do the doors open in the building in the morning, and what time do the students have to leave at the end of the day?
So the doors to the school open at 8:30 for general arrival. On days where we have some students who need to come really early, whether they're taking a bus or their parents drop them off and the weather is a little inclement, we do have an option for some students to come at 8 o'clock. And we do have a small space in the cafeteria where some students can stay. And so regular supervision and the doors open for general students to arrive at 8:30. And our doors, our school day ends at 3:17.
Thank you.
And Mr. Thean will answer the questions regarding registration in person and online.
So the process for registration this year is kind of involved in our course selection process as well. Is twofold. For students that are brand new to the Edmonton Catholic School Division, what you can see is on our website, there is a blue Register Now button that you need to be able to click on, and then you can initiate your registration. And in that process, it will take you through all the steps to join our Edmonton Catholic Schools family, and that's how we're going to be processing registration is strictly online. Now, when it comes to students that are currently enrolled in one of the junior high schools or another high school in Edmonton Catholic Schools, there's kind of a two-step process. Starting on February the 28th, the intentions screen is going to open, and there's going to be some information sent out by the school division on that. And what you would need to do is select St. Joseph as a school that you intend to attend next year. From that process, we are able to see who would like to attend our school. And then we are going to initialize the course selection portion of it. Now, the way the course selection works is that through the second week of March, we're going to be visiting our designated catchment area schools in person. So if you have a child, or if you are currently attending either Sir John Thompson or St. Edmund's School, St. Basil's, St. Mark, St. Alphonsus, or St. Catherine's, then we're going to actually come out to your school during that second week of March in order to do the registration. Now, if you're not there or if you're not a member of those schools, we have the March 19th is our all-day registration. It's going to be happening here at St. Joseph Catholic High School to register all the students that are not part of those designated catchment area schools or our students that we missed that day. Now, if you're out of town or something happens and you cannot make the 19th of March, we really want to make sure that we are accessible to you because that's the individualized and customized service we really want to make sure that our students are experiencing right from day one. We do have 2 evenings the following week, the Monday evening from 6 till 8 p.m., as well as the Wednesday evening, which would be the 23rd from 6 till 8 p.m. in order to make those registrations happen. Now, those are our designated registration dates. If
for some reason you're deciding to register after that point, then all we ask you to do is to please contact the office, and we'll create a time for you in order to submit all the materials needed to complete the inscription.
And Mr. Feehan, one more question. When enrolling in your school, if you are not Catholic, can you still enroll? And if so, what is needed to be included in the application to be considered?
Thank you. So if you're not Catholic and you would like to attend St. Joseph Catholic High School, then you would register as an external Edmonton Catholic School Division application. So again, all you have to do is go to the website, and then you can go and click on that Register Now button, and you can fill out your registration application. The one thing that's really important to understand is that our Catholic faith permeates all classrooms and all the walls in our building. And so the one thing you have to be prepared for is that we are delivering a Catholic education here at St. Joseph Catholic High School. But if you're not Catholic and you would like to apply to our school, then you are more than welcome to put your application in, because we're gifted and talented all over the city of Edmonton and surrounding areas, and we'd like to teach you.
Next question is for Mr. Paquin. Mr. Paquin, students get 3 instructional blocks a week to cover content in GCL, and then they can use more time for homework and exams. Is that correct?
So, for the GCL program, it would be either 2 or 3 classes per week. Varies a little bit depending on the subject area and the grade level. We like to give our 30 level students a little more class time just to prepare them for that diploma exam at the end of the semester. But it will either be 2 or 3 blocks, supplemented at times by what we call workshops, which are additional periods that a course teacher can book if there's a concept that they'd like to review or something and just feels like the students might need a little bit more time to go over that in class. So that would be the case there. Now for floor time, that definitely would be when a student would be working on homework, or would be just going through practice assignments to prepare for the actual exam. That's where we would have our teachers available at one of our subject area help desks, so that they can just get up, walk over, get some subject area help with whatever they're working on. And then finally, exams would also be done during those blocks, which are not spares. They're open blocks that are not scheduled. And a student that had an assessment that they had been approved for would be able to find some time in their schedule where they have a block or 2 available, head up to our testing center, and be scanned in, be given their assessment, and have as much time as they need to complete that. And we'll be able to do that in and around their class times that would be part of their schedule.
Thank you so much, Mr. Paquin. We have a question for Mr. Cleve regarding the K&E program. How many students are enrolled each year in your K&E programming?
So we actually have the largest K&E grouping in Edmonton Catholic. Each year we probably have about 150 students in our K&E programs, and every year we get about 50 students into our grade 10 program. And we usually run our classes in our K&E program a little bit smaller, somewhere between 16 and 20 students.
Thank you, Mr. Cleve. We have a question for Mr. Parker.
Could you please provide some detail on the aviation dual credit program?
Okay. We at St. Joe's, we host a dual credit program. It's actually run through alternative education. It runs through our PASS program. And the aviation, currently what they have is there's actually 2 different aviation programs. We have the aircraft safety standards, which is more working on the technical side and the mechanical side of the plane and learning those kind of things. And then there's the aviation program where this is where we have trained pilots. We currently have a pilot from WestJet and a teacher from Edmonton Catholic Schools that works at a different school, but he's also a trained pilot, and they teach this course. And this is more on the meteorology, the instrumentation, and how we actually fly the plane.
That's just one of the few of the ones that we have. There's also a police studies program that is also happens, and they happen in the evenings on Mondays and Wednesdays from 4 to 7.
Thank you, Mr. Parker. A question for Mr. Swap as graduation coach. If you want to take summer school before starting grade 10 and you take a 10 level course, then are you allowed to take a 20 level course in the same subject?
Absolutely. So it's one of those things that, again, we need to have that prerequisite and ensure that we have those building blocks in place before we take the next level. Again, as part of the pillar of being personalized schedule, we're able to adjust based on what students have and, again, what their goals are. Maybe that's taking an increased amount of, say, sciences courses, and you want to try to get some of those out of the way. Again, it's a conversation with your teacher advisor when you're doing those registrations. But again, highly encourage summer school as an option. Again, gives you a good jump start to your high school career, and definitely something that we can look at tailoring your schedule based on the courses and prerequisites that you have.
Thank you, Mr. Swap. We have another question for you. Sorry, in student services, is there a school counselor available?
We are very blessed here at St. Joseph with the student services team that we have. We have an amazing registered psychologist. We have a retired registered psychologist, Mr. Starko, and Ms. Martivich, is a registered psychologist. We have a learning coach here who's just fantastic. She shares that role as well with Sabrina, both like Allison Moselle. So we have a couple people on that learning coach side, as well as we have 1.5 graduation coaches here as well. So we have counselors, psychologists, lots of different supports that can connect students and work with them to tailor a plan that'll best help them meet their education needs.
Thank you. We now have a question for Mr. Skidsko, our athletics director. Hi, Mr. Skidsko. Could you just let us know what sports are done at St. Joe's?
Absolutely. Good evening, everyone. So we offer fall sports that start at the beginning of September: cross country, football, golf, swimming, and volleyball. We also offer winter sports as badminton, basketball, curling, and we offer spring sports: soccer, track and field, and our unified athletics as well. We're just bringing in Ninja Warrior into this, and that goes throughout all seasons of play as well.
Thank you. More specifically, where does the swim team practice?
Absolutely. We typically practice at the Grant McEwen swim lanes, and that begins typically in October.
Thank you. We'll now ask Mr. Fian to wrap up for us if there are no other questions.
Thank you very much again for staying with us for the evening, sorting through the plethora of questions, as well as giving the kind of dynamic answers that you're going to come to expect when you reach out to us here at the school. So if you do have any questions that are come to your mind in an hour or in a day or in a week or in a month from now, please feel free to reach out to the general office, either by phone or through the email address that you see on our school website. And again, we are going to be getting back to you as soon as possible. So thank you again for joining us this evening. Hope you enjoyed the open house and you enjoyed your tour of the website, and looking forward to seeing you in the hallway sometime. Thank you and have a good night.